Sairam, everyone. Just to recollect where we are in our study of Sathya Sai Vahini, we are studying the 8th chapter of Sathya Sai Vahini, and Swami is talking about the journey of uh, those who are liberated towards Surya Loka and Brahma Loka, and also the human beings who have desires and so on were not fully liberated, who would go to Chandraloka. We discussed various aspects of this journey last week also. So I will stop here and maybe we will read once what we discussed and then we can proceed. Saira.
The authority to rule over the cosmos is exclusive to God. God is free from desires of all varieties. Man's duty is but to offer him love and worship him through love. This raises man to the highest status among beings. Those who are unaware of this status or incapable of discharging its responsibilities belong to other categories. They too offer worship, they too engage themselves in beneficial activity, but they crave for the fruits they hope to gain. They perform acts motivated by a desire to benefit from the result that emerges therefrom. We have helped the helpless, so our path will be smooth and safe. We have uplifted the downtrodden, so we can avoid troubles on our road. We have busied ourselves in singing the Lord's glory in chorus, bhajan, so we are sure of heaven. These are the calculations of people of this nature who engage themselves in good acts. When such people give up their bodies, that is to say, when such people die, their words will merge in their minds will merge in their prana, and their prana thereafter will merge in the jivi, and the jivatma will travel to the region of the moon principle, the Chandra Loka, that is to say, the loka of the presiding deity of the mind, suggesting that they have to enter again the realm of the mind with all its agitations and turmoils of wants and wishes. In the Chandraloka, such jivis will experience some satisfaction and delight as long as the consequences of the good acts last. That is why it is said in the scriptures, Kshine punye martya lokam vishanti. When the acquired merit is spent, they again enter the world of mortal men. The Jivatma encases itself in a body equipped with sense organs, etc., appropriate to the earned consequences of the deeds of the previous body, and starts another life career. The residence of the soul in the Chandraloka is what the Hindus refer to as time spent as a deva in heaven or as an angel according to Christian and Islamic religions. The name Devendra, given to the lord of these devas, is an indication of a position of authority. Thousands have risen to that position.
Thank you very much, Kalyan. So I'll just pause here. If anyone would like to discuss any of these points here, we could. Otherwise, we can continue. Okay, we'll continue, Kalyani, because I think Swami is still on the same topic.
According to the Vedas, when the highest good is observed, that person is elevated to the position of Devendrahood. The soul raised previously to that position will descend to the earth and resume its career in human form. Just as on earth monarchs change, in heavens too, rulers cannot escape rise and fall. The residents of heaven, too, are subject to the law of ups and downs. It is only the Brahma Loka that is free from birth and death, rise and fall, ups and downs. This is the basic doctrine of Bharatiya thought, its eternal nectar, administered to humanity.
Thank you very much, Kalyani. Sairam Auntie, we will read the Telugu.
వేదోక్త క్రతువులలో మహోత్తమైన దాని హొనర్చినప్పుడు అట్టి సత్పురుషుడు దేహమును వీడిన పిదప అతడు దేవేంద్రుడుగును.
So, one who undertakes the highest among all the kratus or the yajnas which are prescribed by the Vedas, such person, such a good person, Satpurusha, when he leaves his body, he will become the king of the Devas or Devendra.
దానికి పూర్వము ఆ పదవిని ఆక్రమించిన వాడు తిరిగి భూలోకమునకు దిగి మానవాకారమును ధరించును.
Whoever was holding that position earlier, that person will again return to the earth, and he will don a human form.
లోకములో రాజులు మార్చునట్లుగా వేల్పులు కూడా మార్చుతుందరు.
Just the way on earth or in this on this earth, there is kings who keep on changing. Even Velupulu means
Devatas.
So Devatas are also changing.
వారికి కూడా మార్పు తప్పనిది కాదు.
For them also change is inevitable.
స్వర్గలోక వాసులకు సహితము మార్పు అనివార్యము.
Even for the people of the Swargaloka or the heaven, change is
inevitable. మార్పు లేనిది, జనన మరణము లేనిది, దుఃఖ సుఖాదులు లేనిది బ్రహ్మలోకం ఒక్కటే మాత్రమే.
Only the Brahmaloka is the one which is free from these changes of birth and death and happiness and sorrow.
ఇది భారతీయ పరమార్థ సారము.
This is the essence of the supreme goal of the supreme principle of the Bharatiyas.
అమృతపానము.
This is the nectar or portion of nectar.
Sairam.
Thank you very much. Eternal nectar. So we'll stop here. So Swami is talking about Devendra, and who becomes Devendra, and even a Devendra comes back with a human form to earth, is what Swami says. So I will stop here. Anyone who would like to share any of your thoughts, please open. Thanks. So one of the things, okay, yes, Sister Vani, please go ahead.
So Sairam, brother, so these elevated souls who becomes Devendra, when they come back, like, what would be their life look like? Is it similar to everybody, or do they have any increased an advantages over other people? What would be the difference for them?
Thank you, sister. Thanks for the question. Anyone who would like to answer that question of Sister Vani? If this Devendra comes back, who will they be? Will they be like us or something different? That's a question from Sister Vani. Yes, Sister Aruna, you have the answer, or?
No, I'm not. I'm thinking about that, but as I think Mani Auntie raised the hands for that question.
Okay, Mani Auntie, please go ahead.
Somewhere, even Swami has mentioned that those elevated souls who reach the position of Indra Padavi, when they come back, they will, of course, they'll be in human form, but maybe like kings or highest positions they will be occupying when they come back. That's what I read some. Saira.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Sairam, brother, I have a question. I'm not answering Sister Vani's question here. I just have a question in regards to the what is that in heaven too? We have subject to ups and downs. What is that referred to? So just I have a question in that too. Thank
Yeah,
you.
sister.
Sairam.
Thank you, sister. I think just to clarify, in English it says ups and downs. In Telugu, Swami is talking about changes, marpu, and he's also talking about janana marana, which is birth and death also, and up and sukha and dukkha. Because Swami has already said only in the Brahma loka these are not present. So that means all the other lokas these are there. There are changes of all kinds present even in the Devaloka. That's my understanding, sister. But anyway, I will open it up for others.
Thank you. Thank you.
Saira. So there are two questions. One is Sister Vani's question, which Mani Auntie has attempted to answer. And then Sister Aruna's question also about the changes in the Devaloka. If any one of you would like to share your thoughts, please go ahead.
Brother, for the Vani's question, I am thinking when they come to the earth, they are like other human beings, but they are elevated in a sense, state of mind to see the things differently. And they are like a Jivan Muktaks kind of. But they have to still has to see come out of the non-duality to experience the Brahmaloha. Until that, they will be, if they come back to earth, if they come back as a human, then they have to experience like a human. We don't know what birth they will take either, because we have seen other rishis have taken some other animals too. So that's how I will look at it. Until Brahma Loha, other lokas are with the dualities. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you, sister. Yes, Sister Vani.
No, I think we read last week that the people who the souls go to Chandraloka comes back in human form. They
Yes.
cannot go to animals or lower than human. Like that, I remember reading that last week.
Okay, thank you.
Saram, that is in this text, the text that we deal. It is said, descend to the earth and resume its career in human form.
Yes. Thank you, brother. Yes, Sai Satish, you would like to.
Sorry, Ramana. I was just going to say that no doubt they have become Devendra, but again, once their share of merit or whatever of that punyam is exhausted, ultimately, I think it is the vasanas of that person which will drive their circumstance of birth again. So though they have reached that elevated status, it comes back to see while they have been in Chandraloka or heaven, what is it that they have done to further subdue their vasanas, or are the vasanas still there in place? In which case, the circumstances surrounding that would govern where they are born, how they are born. No doubt they have had the past that has been very enriching in terms of the greatest of the sacrifices done. But then again, the same thing, so long as the uh, uh, account is open, they still have to receive the thing of it. So I would say it is governed by the vasanas, the tendencies that are still left with them, which governs. I think Sister Aruna's point of view of that animal came in because of Jadabharata's story of that stage, whatever attachment they had to that fawn, which prompted them to have that lingering in their mind, and so they came back as that. So maybe much of the vasanas that are staying back will guide that part. Sairam.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else would like to?
Right. I just have a question because recently in the Upanishad Vahini we were reading how Nachiketa, when he says he's speaking to Yama, he says in Swarga Loka hunger and thirst, fear of death, sorrow and troubles don't exist, isn't it? So please teach me. So why there Swami is saying something different in here?
So anyone has, okay.
Sairam,
Saira.
now we are talking about the Indra Padavi. Indra, when he finishes his tenure, he has to come back to, he will take the human form and come here, but not an ordinary human being he will be. Swami has mentioned they will be occupying something higher position, and they too will enjoy this life, but I don't know whether they have got vasanas or still continuing. Sairam.
Sairam, but here it is said, even the normal the residents of heaven too are subject to the law of ups and downs. So everybody has that, brother said, not ups and downs, but change. Because in Telugu, it is said only there is change. It may be, I am not sure, it may be an ordinary resident of heaven at one point of time may rise to the Indrahood for the position and may come down there. I don't know about that, whether straight away from earth, Indra Padavi is and he goes to Indra Padavi or position, or from within the heaven they rise to Indrahood. I am not sure about, but here Baba says what every resident of the heaven are subject to change.
Okay. Any other thoughts? Okay, so I think in the previous actual slide in Telugu, Swami says, anyone who goes to the Devaloka and who comes back down, they take on a form according to, Swami says, but I'll just read, "Aa falamu vyayamayi povantalone." That's when their good merits are used up. Adi tirigi bhulogamunaku vachi. They again come back to earth. Tana ichanu saramuga ఫలమునకు తగిన దేహమును ఇంద్రియములను ధరించి జీవితములో ప్రవేశించును. So the thing is, they will come back down according to their desires. Okay, Ichhanusaramuga Swami says. And also he says according to whatever they have done, according to the fruits of all their other actions, they will take the appropriate form and the indriyas, and then they live in this world. That's what Swami has said. So I think there are various kinds of Indras who have, as thousands have taken. So I think their lot also will be like human kings. Swami has equated the Devendras also as human kings. Even if you take in the Bhuloka, the kings, some kings become paupers, some kings are overthrown, some kings are, imprisoned. According to the circumstances and situations, whatever they have done, I think they have to undergo the results of their actions. But because they have done a few good things, which are of very superior nature, they attain Devendra. So that is the way I think I can understand. But again, we are all functioning with the idea of another loka, where we go and we stay. And what does Devendra do? What does he rule? What does Devas do on a daily basis? If they don't have a hunger or thirst, those are questions we can ask. But then what sustains them also is something. Devas also become weak. Devas also are tormented by the asuras. So these are stories in the Puranas where that is how they went and complained to Shiva and Vishnu, and you have to help us. Now we are powerless. So they were also facing lots of challenges, even Devas, according to the Puranas. So I think if you take it as a different world, I think they also have suffered. There are enough stories of Devendra being cursed, Devendra coming down with different forms. When there's a chance that somebody else is going to take up the position, Indra will be down trying to stop them from attaining that state. So these are also stories present. So that means even though they are in the heaven, their same qualities of mind are at work. Desires, jealousy, anger, all these also there. It is just that it is believed that they will be at a much more comfortable world than human being, according to the Puranas again. But there are enough places where Swami has said that don't think Indra is in a different loka, your mind is Indra. So I will stop there. Which part of our body becomes mind and which part becomes, we talked about Akasha and Prana. So we can say some Akasha and Prana only become Devendra. Some Akasha and Prana only will become our Indriyas, which are ruled by the Devendra. So I think I'll stop there. So I hope, I don't think these cannot be answered because none of us have seen the Indra or in the Devaloka. So I will stop here.
Sairam, I read somewhere about this thing, Devendra becoming human form when they come down and occupying little higher positions than the ordinary human beings. Because in Devaloka, mostly they may not have any work to do. That's what Swami is going to say in the next. Because they don't do any actions, there is no vasana or anything like that for them. Because Kshine Punye Vishanti Martyaloka. They enjoy that much as the punya is exhausted, and the rest of the things, whatever is left, they come here to complete that also, to exhaust those things also. Saira.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you. Anyone else?
Sairam, brother, there's in the Puranas, in Tamil we see Sadamahan, 100 Mahams, 100 Jagnas. Those who completed 100 Jagnas on earth are raised to the position of Indrahood. So it looks like the Indrahood position is from earth to from this earth to that higher position. We don't see that Indrahood is from within the residence of heaven. But I don't know whether in must be in Sanskrit this Sadamaham story, I think. Sai Ramahini, if you can, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Anyone who can shed light to what brother said, please. Yes, Sister Aruna, please go ahead.
Sairam, brother, I am not just a brother Sivada's thing. I just wanted to hear from others also to understand more. But what Mani Aunty said about the higher position, people come back from the Valoka, hold it. What is that, Auntie, you are referring to the higher position means? It's like somebody
They will enjoy kingship. There will be kings or pious people who will be ruling over others. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. course, any higher position, I don't think that will give you the peace of mind for the attainment of it. That's what I was thinking. What is referred by the higher position then?
I don't know much about this, Aruna.
Okay,
What
okay,
I
okay.
have said, I
Oh,
just read it, and then that's why I'm referring to that. That's it.
okay, great. Thank you, Sarah.
Sir.
Sai. Yes, Sister Vani, please go ahead.
We have heard, I don't know whether this is not from Swami, but in the past, where yogis like Paramahamsa Yogananda, he has mentioned that when the souls go, they choose the relationships, the children, the spouse, so that they can learn and get rid of their karma soon. So it's the souls. Do the souls have the ability to choose the life that they want when they come back? It's a question, brother.
Okay, Sairam, sister. Anyone would like to share that? So, see, there are so many gurus, there are so many interpreters, so many people have said many things and their own interpretation of Puranas. That's a reality in this world. So the thing is, we should understand that when Swami has come down, he has come down only because there is total confusion on earth. That's when avatars take place. So the thing is, trying to understand sometimes what some of these people have said is a bit challenging. They have their own followers may believe what they say, but the reality is, if the Lord had to take birth and clear the confusion, then I think that's the reality. In terms of choosing, there's a place. There are many places Swami has spoken about. The thing is, the choice doesn't happen after we die. We go, then Yama Dharma Raja, and there's a court case or something like that. That's the way it's written in Puranas. But Swami says human beings are like a worm, which actually touches the next leaf before it releases the hind legs to go to the other leaf. So what happens is, every day we are choosing what our future is going to be. Every thought of ours is a choice. So many of our desires, if they cannot be fulfilled today, they will be fulfilled in the next life. That is one of the beliefs. So generally, we will be born among the people who we associate. That's the reality. Because they are the ones who are we attached to, we have, our mind is always thought of. So I think the choice happens while we are alive. Before we die, the future destination is fixed by us. Because as I think the next paragraph it says, in the Devaloka, you can't do any actions. So the thing is, the karma balance, see, if we don't have any vasanas, we would have gone to Surya Loka. If we do not have vasanas, we would have gone to Surya Loka. So we have vasanas and we have done action. Then the God has to say which actions, gets dispersed. So if, for example, if somebody has done extremely good actions, then extremely bad actions, they will get the result of both. For example, if you are a rich person, you have made a lot of money, you may have, your bank balance may be big. But the thing is, you may have done worse things also. So you may have money on one hand. On the other hand, all the bad things you have done also, you have to experience. So this is the story of many kings. If you take Duryodhana, Ravana, they were great devotees also. But they became so high in their position even on earth. That doesn't make them good people or people who are necessarily fit for achieving moksha. So even those who go to Devaloka and become Devendra, they have vasanas. If they don't have vasana, they will have gone to Surya Loka and Brahma Loka. And the thing is, when we say high or low position, it may be related to the world. So, which is fine, but it does not have any spiritual significance, because spiritual significance is completely different. Because if a person has become a king, for example, they must have had a desire to become a king. Swami says, Ichhanusarama. So if say I want to be a yogi or something like that, they will be in the forest. Again, that's also desire. So most of the choices are made while we are alive with our karmas and vasanas. Because in the Devaloka, we are not incurring new karma. We are not, vasanas may still be around. Because Devendra also has desire for something and he comes down and gets cursed. And so many times. There are stories in the book. So the thing is, as much as possible, we should stick to what Swami has said, because it's very difficult to understand and explain things which are outside of Swami's literature. It's my personal view. Because then, then there is people will say Sadhguru said something, or somebody will say Nityananda said this, and Ravi Shankar said this, Amrzan. So the thing is, there's so many. It's a mushrooming of, because unfortunately, fortunately, some of these people, whenever they pronounced anything, they did not make sure that it was aligned to the Upanishads or Vedas, Shastras. That's a reality. But they have large followings. So I hope I don't discourage you. But the choices are made by us now, today, when we are alive here. Not only one lifetime, sister, many lifetimes are already fixed. So that is generally, unless we liberate ourselves. I think that's my understanding. I will stop here. If anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please go ahead.
Brother, many lifetimes mean many desires,
Yes.
a kind of thing. So one only can satisfy in one birth, the other you have to.
Yeah, just for a fun, I will say, sister, see, somebody says, somebody has desired to marry 100 people in this lifetime. Okay, see, when you are young, you will see that person, oh, I want to be married to that person. You will think like that. Then that doesn't happen. Then, you may see 100 people and desire. Then what will happen? How many lifetimes you have to take? So this is a lot of people and our desires, because none of our desire goes waste.
Brother,
So,
just
sorry.
I know it's kind of deviating little bit outside of this discussion, but if you think that desires sometime will, you will, you will, I think, you will forget about those desires, or you will not want it anymore, right? But only at the last minute, whatever the desires, like, every time when your desires is exist, it's
Sorry, and I'm just,
accumulate.
see, sister, we already studied in Gita Vahini. Swami says every thought of yours becomes a seed or a vasana. And so when we are born, we have tons of vasanas in us. And then Swami says, as soon as something you see which is aligned to some vasana of yours, that vasana will sprout.
Okay.
So the thing is, all our desires are vasanas are seeds in form.
Seeds in form, yeah.
So they are available and they will sprout as soon as you are exposed to certain environment. Which is what I think we have to go back to Gita Vahini and read.
Oh, so it's kind of accumulating. Okay, thank you, Sai.
I will stop you. I think anyone else, I did too much talking. I think my vasana is to talk. Okay, so Saira, please go ahead.
Next paragraph will definitely
answer some of those questions.
Yeah, it answers all the questions.
All these questions. Okay, we'll stop. So maybe we'll read Kalyani next one. Okay.
When the Jivatma is as a deva in the Chandraloka, it cannot manifest any karma. Only man can express himself through karma, which binds him by its consequence. Karma means activity undertaken with desire, with an eye on the result. When the soul is in Chandraloka as a deva, it is content and satisfied, and so it will not crave for activity, for earning pleasure, or achieving some success. The residence in that loka is the reward it has secured for the good deeds done by it in the past, or it may be the prize won for such goodness. When the delight emanating from the good deeds is experienced and spent away, the balance of the consequence accumulated has to be suffered, and so the soul has to come as man on earth. Then, attaining the highest good and engaging himself in acts of highest potency for merit, he can cleanse his heart and reach Brahmaloka, from whence there is no coming back.
Okay, thank you. Auntie will read the Telugu.
దేవతా రూపము రూపమనందున్నప్పుడు కర్మము ఉత్పన్నము కాదు.
When one is in the form of a deva, actions will not result.
Actions will not occur.
Will not rise.
కర్మము మొనర్చున్నది మానవ మాత్రుడే.
The one who does karma is only human being.
కర్మ అనగా ఫలాభిసంధి గల కార్యము.
Karma means the actions performed with fruits in mind.
మరణించుట అనగా దేహమును విడిచి వేల్పుగుట.
Velpaguta.
He becomes, after his death, he becomes
Deva. So death means leaving the body and becoming a Deva.
మానవునకు అది కేవల సుఖకాలము.
For human beings, that is a time of happiness.
ఆ కాలమున అతడు కొత్త కర్మను కల్పించుకొనుడు.
At that time, he will not think of doing any new actions.
అది వాని పురాకృత సత్కర్మమునకు ప్రతిఫల రూపముగా లభించిన సన్మానము లేక బహుమానము.
So that state is a result or a prize given for the good activities engaged in that person, by that person.
ఆ సత్కర్మ ఎంతయో వ్యయమైపోయిన పిదప,
as soon after all those good deeds, the merits are exhausted,
శేషించియుండు కర్మము ఫలానుభవ రూపమునకు వచ్చును.
so the rest of the karmas which that person has done will become ready for experiencing.
It will fructify.
Fructify.
అప్పుడు మానవ రూపమును ధరించును.
Then he will take on a human form.
మానవాకారమునందును.
He will take up the human form.
తదుపరి మహోత్తమ కార్యాచరణము చేత,
after that, by undertaking very noble activities,
పారిశుద్ధమును అందనని బ్రహ్మలోకమునకు చేరును.
by attaining a cleansing, becoming pure, he will attain the Brahmaloka.
అతనికి ఇంకా పునరావర్తి ఉండదు.
Then there will not be a return for that person.
So now it is clear, Swami has clearly mentioned. So the same rule applies to even the Devendra also.
Yes.
That's what Swami is saying.
So all the good deeds are done. So when we come back, actually, you can imagine what is left.
Yeah,
so I think that's why in the English translation it says suffering. I will stop here.
Yeah.
Anyone else would like to?
Sairam brother, what does the Telugu words are saying about the suffering? That suffering, or what is in the Telugu?
So he says
suffering?
Not suffering, brother. It's only in English they have interpreted.
Okay.
In the Telugu, Swami is saying, Seshinchi yundu karmamu palanubhava rupamunaku vachunu. That means whatever is remainder, whatever else is remaining, that will become fructified by them taking a human form.
Leftover karmas will make him take in a human form.
Yes,
thank you.
Yes, Sister Aruna.
Brother, there's little confusion. Like, the thing is, whatever we have done good, and however we live, that's impulses. Based on that only we will get the birth, kind of, right? But what is there? We experience the good thing in the Chandraloka. It's for the reward for the good thing that we have done. But our birth will be it's a mixture of all the karmas that we have done. Am I right or not? Right? Based on not only you take the residue like a suffering and come back, or good things are exhausted kind of. No, I think that is rewarded in the Chandraloka. That's how I am looking at it. I'm just wanted to clarify that. Thank you, Saira.
Okay, sister, I hope someone else will also respond. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead. If you can respond to Sister Aruna also, it'll be good.
Okay, Anna, I'll try. So the thing is, if the question is stemming from the thing that essentially the net, both the GV who has to come back after being in Chandraloka, they have to carry the baggage of what their net account balance is. Is that what it is about, sister? That essentially they will have to take their birth based on whatever the merit, of course, has already been enjoyed in the Swarga Loka. So now whatever is left, the desires that are left behind, that will govern the birth. Is that centering around that? I'm just making sure I'm answering that.
Yes, Sai Satish.
Okay, now. So in I think last time I had mentioned, but this was like what Swami was telling about the how the fragrance of the agarbatti was mixing in the air and then traveling to people as they were perceiving the smell. Swami was using that example to say how the pranavayu carries the individual GV, and then it is based on that example what Swami was giving. One is based on the desires of the GV as such, who is coming back, and other is the circumstances of that desire, like what Anna was saying, that vasana to sprout, which is also made conducive of the parenthood that that GV will receive for that birth. So in essence, they will have to experience the end result of, like what Swami also said, so long as you have the finger, you have the nail will keep sprouting. And so the mind, which is that bundle of thoughts, is carrying that set of vasanas or desires, which again surrounds the framework of which parenthood that GV will get, because it is wrapped around the similar framework of those desires, or that vasana needs to ultimately find its growth under those circumstances. So that will happen under that framework. I don't know if I've answered your question right, sister, but that's what is coming to my thing. But Anna, I had raised my hand for
yes, please go ahead. No, you fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I know Swami is saying that one has to be born again as a human, and only as a human can we really go to a stage of being Amanaska and go to Surya Loka or Brahma Loka. But then I just wanted to ask, in the Chandra Loka, the mind is still present. I understand the mind is the GV there is enjoying the fruits of all its meritorious deeds and so on. But I just wanted to see that since the mind is present, is there a opportunity for the mind to travel to the higher realm, or it has to come back to take a human body and then alone go to the Surya Loka? It was just because the mind is still present. So will it just keep enjoying only the merits and stay in that fashion? Or, for example, since the mind is present, can the mind by itself, if the thought at the end of the dropping the body is so strong that the chanting of the Lord's name is present, can't it continue that kind of a thing? But I'll just stop here.
Okay. Thank you, Sai Satish. So I think you have left answered and then you have left some question also. Yes, Auntie Sakku. Sakku, Auntie, we can't hear you. I think we had to fix it. See, we are all on earth, so you have to speak and we have to hear.
You can't still.
Now we can. You come down.
You can hear.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, my question is related to all these questions Aruna and Sai Sadish were trying to explain. You know, when the GV goes to Chandraloka, it goes with his bundle, right? The whole bundle, that mind and chitta. Now, the karma, the good karma, everything they will enjoy as per it will be given to them. They don't have to crave for anything. They don't have to desire anything with that mind because they will be given everything until everything is over, expires. Then the balance that is remaining is the not good karma. It's a bad karma, negative karmas. So the soul, when it is taking a birth, it will have to carry that vasanas and that negative vasanas and negative desires with it, with itself. So the GV cannot drop the mind and the chitta until it goes to Brahmaloka. At that point, everything drops. Only the GV will merge with the Paramatma. So this is my understanding. So I answered both their questions and explanations. The mind has to be present in Chandraloka's GV, and also to take another birth, the mind has to be continue. Mind and chitta has to continue. Then only the vasanas and the bad karmas will go to the new body. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you.
Not the new body, but with the GV, so that it can carry out with the new body.
Thank you, Auntie.
Thank you.
Brother Vimalesan, I think you raised your hands a couple of times and then you descended down. So okay, that's fine. So I think maybe I will attempt. See, I think Saistish, you had the question whether they can do actions. The understanding is with mind alone, you cannot perform actions. So sadhana itself has to be involve all three, the sthula, sukshma, and karana. I think that's the only way sadhana becomes valid as a karma. I think that's understanding. So that's why everyone has to descend on earth. As far as, there are enough stories of, people in the Devaloka getting desires and they have to be born on earth because of that. I don't know, because there are lots of Tamil people, there is a Nayanar called Sundaramurti Nayanar. Sundaramurti Nayanar is supposed to have seen a couple of women when he was plucking some flowers or something like that. Their name was Kamalini and Anandini. And so because he had the desire, he had to come down on earth and marry them here. Because marriage can be performed there. So they have to come down. So the thing is, all actions, even if you develop desires in the Indraloka, you have to come down on earth. And even a Devendra is no exception. So I think all of us must be familiar with the story of Ahalya. Whereas Devendra also had desires and he had to come down on earth and he was cursed. And to overcome those curses, he's supposed to have gone to done a human form and done penance. So the thing is, we should understand vasanas are still present, active, alive in the Devaloka based on these Puranic stories. I just gave a couple. There are enough stories which we can list from the Puranas. So the Devas are only in the mental sphere because Chandraloka itself means you are only the mental sphere. Chandra Manaso Jata. So it is mind. So all the joy is only in the mind. It's nothing, not too different than having a dream. We also enjoy Chandraloka every night for some time because we are in a dream state. We have enjoyed so many things. So it will be similar to that. But if for sadhana, you cannot perform sadhana in your dream. You have to be away in a stula sharira for you to do sadhana is what my understanding is. But once someone raises them to the atmic level, even their sleep also is sadhana, their dream is also sadhana. But that raising to the causal level is only possible when we have the physical and the mental together. Is my understanding. I think Swami has spoken about it in a couple of places, but I will stop here if anyone else has something to say. And in terms of residual karma, the reality is we use up all the good ones. Sister Aruna, you can't double dip. If you want to use up, you has used up. So then you come back without whatever you have used up. Maybe some residual good karma may be there, and they may because a person generally doesn't do one or two good things. They will be doing many good things. So I'm sure some of the good things are already used up in the Devaloka, and there may be some left when we come back. So we will use up them as well. Saira. Yes, Sai Satish.
Hi, Ravana. Thank you, Anna. I just couple of things that you mentioned, right? I'm just it's just triggering my vasanas, I think. So I'm in the sense that if you see, Norna, like both the stories what you mentioned. Um, so already we say that Chandraloka is a place where where the GV or that mind attached to the GV is there just to enjoy what is there. But then, because of its identification still, that is where it is able, like you gave the uh, example of that Sundaramurti
Yes,
I
yes,
told
Sundaramurti
Nayanar.
Nayanar.
So
Yeah.
that the identification still remained of somebody being male, female, which is where that part of, so though the body is lost, the identification is still remaining with the mind, and that is where the problem is coming now. So the,
Yes.
the body is absent, but still it is so strongly present as the desire in the mind that that is what happened to even Devendra when he had to come in the context of Ahalya as well. So that means what is happening beyond the realm of enjoyment in the Chandraloka itself, because of the excessive desire, that is what is ultimately uh, pulling them down as the baggage, right? So in addition to whatever they have to do there, the excess baggage that they are having is what is ultimately resulting in birth until they finish and complete it at a level of keeping the bank account fully closed, no more desires, nothing, and the mind itself is annihilated. Then they go to Suryaloka.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's why Swami has used the word Ichchanusarama, according to the desires. So that means Ichchas are there still. Okay, in seed form, they are there. Okay, yes, Sister Aruna, please go ahead.
Sairam, brother, I know what you are trying to, what you have mentioned now in regards to the double time we cannot enjoy, kind of. But I'm just thinking to myself, just for my clarification only. Then, according to your karmas only, you are born in the earth, right? If you have done a good karma, you will be born in a good family, kind of things we have learned before,
Yeah.
right? So if you have used up how long we are going to be in Chandraloka and what is remaining, we don't that how that works. I don't know. I'm but only thing I am thinking to my mind, Chandraloka, where you go, because your mind is there, you are not there for your Brahmaloka. So for that, you are going to be there. um, but until based on your good things that you have done, it's I uh, I think Swami used the word before, also rewarding, a kind of thing, right?
Yes,
So,
Sanmanamu, Swami.
yeah.
Yes.
Then with your whatever the karma you have done, based on that only you will be born, kind of. Otherwise, if you used up everything, everyone takes the same level of birth, or because of the based on the bad karma only, you will take the birth then, if the good karmas are done. So I'm just thinking to myself, I'm just sharing. Thank you, Saira.
So, sister, yeah, Brother Vimal is
Sairam, brother Aruna
Sai,
has answered actually. Okay, go ahead. Listen, go ahead.
no, Sairam, no, I was unable to unmute. I just want to say one or 2 points. As Swami always mention, even in Rudram, whatever explanation for Rudram or all that, and Premanosh also, the other very often says that whenever Indra concept comes, it always means our mind. So for practical purposes, that is the main thing. Other details won't help us much, but I think the most important thing is the mind world or physical world. So to mind, so we had to elevate our consciousness. We had to purify the mind, and that's what I wanted to say. But also, this Saint Manikava says this thing keep coming to my mind when we discuss all this. I think in Tirupalli Elichi, I think is a Puvanil Poi Pravamayil Nal Nam Pokuhendrom Avame இந்த பூமி சிவனுகிய கூழ்கின்றவார் என்று நோக்கி திருமாலாம் அவன் பெய்தவும் மலரவன் ஆசைப்படவும் நின்னலந்தமே. So he keep going saying that by his grace he gave us this human birth, and Swami often says Chandunam Narajanma Durlabam. So I think these are the points I want to just mention regarding all this discussion. So yeah, we should be focused. That's all. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
So, Sairam, brother. So, for Sister Aruna's question, Brother Aruna has already answered that only very action, good deeds of higher potency, as that gives the higher position of Indrahood in heaven. Not all good acts, no. That is because even though it is not mentioned here, it is quietly understood that certain good acts of higher potency gives that person a reward as a position of Indrahood, or even as a normal resident of the heaven. So there will be is understood. There will be good acts which didn't deserve that higher status in the heaven. So that good deeds and the bad deeds, both are together. When the resident of the heaven comes to the earth, then starts a life where, as many people have said, the vasanas are there. So they, according to the vasanas, they live, and one day definitely they will stop all bad actions, only concentrate good actions, and even the good actions as an offering to the Lord, and ultimately they reach the higher status, which is similar to Brahmaloka positions. Okay, that's what I wanted to share. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you very much, brother. And Sister Vani, for your question, in the Gita Vahini, chapter 17, Swami talks about this, about how we choose our next birth. Caterpillar, Swami gives the example of a caterpillar. So you can read up on chapter 17 of Gita Vahini. See, many of these things actually we have discussed during Gita Vahini, and this is a revision only. So I hope, Sister Aruna, you are okay now. See, sometimes it is better that we come with only demerits when we come back, because if we again come back and we are enjoying life here in this world, we will not be able to pursue spiritual path. Na sukad labhyate sukham, as you know, Swami will say, from something good, no good will come. So sometimes it may be better to be born poor and beaten up by everyone. So we will look for God, so that is the best position to be in, is my view. And sometimes that itself is a blessing in disguise.
So, brother, can you please see the sentence there? The residence in that loka is the reward. It
Yes.
has secured for the good deeds done by the past.
Yes. So you got the prize. So that means
prize is there, but I thought the birth will be combination of both. Okay, thank you.
Sorry. Yes, Sister Pani.
I have a follow-up question to what Sister Aruna was asking. So do we have a choice not to spend all our merits in Swargaloka? And then, Professor Kasturi asked for the boon from Swami to be born as, in Swami's next birth. So do we have a choice to do like that?
I think we can ask, but that's all we can do. But not necessarily it will be granted, because the Lord will grant what is best for us, I think, sister. So I think if only people are given choice, my gosh, God's job will be very, very difficult. Everyone will want to be Devendra. Everyone wants to be American president, things like that. When I come back, I want to be the president of US or something like that. Who will not have such desires? So I will stop there. So I think the choice is not there. Swami will say, Yatna Prayatna Manava Dharma. Only the efforts you put in is yours. Jayapa Jayamu Daivadina. God is the one who decides what is to be dispensed when. Okay, so otherwise we will be taking on his job also, and we want to be an influencer of God. Okay, so I think I'll stop here. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts? Please go ahead. Why don't we read on, say Sairam, Sister Shilpa, please go ahead.
Sairam, after we finish with all karma and come again with the light, the knowledge, and we ask for merging only, nothing else is remaining, because you went through everything. And according to your karma, you went to Swargalok or Narklok or Chandralok. And then what would you want? the light, now light is inside you, and you want to merge in the light side.
Thank you very much, sister. Thank you. I think anyone else wants to talk about choice of birth? Please read chapter 17, Gita Vahini. Okay, so we'll proceed to the next, and then you can come back and we can discuss it next week also. Auntie Mani, you want to say something?
No.
Okay.
Want
Yeah,
I thought you would read.
okay. Yeah, we will read.
Shall I? The next one, yeah.
The word Naraka, hell, can nowhere be found in the Vedas. The conception of hell is foreign to the spiritual thought of Bharatiyas. The idea of hell and the various descriptions of hell are all later additions in the Shastras and the Puranas. The authors of these texts believed that religion will be incomplete if it does not posit hell. They laid down diverse tortures as part of hell, but they laid down one limit to the pain hell inflicts. They declared that there can be no death in hell. The purpose for which hell was created was only to incite fear among the people in order to make them desist from sin. But Advaita does not posit heaven or hell. It is concerned only with bondage and liberation, ignorance and illumination. It is known as Vedanta. There is no faith higher than what Vedanta stands for.
Thank you, Kalyani. Auntie will read.
Yeah. Vedabulo narakamanu mate kanaradu.
In the Vedas, you cannot find the word Naraka.
Bharatiya Paramarthamu Dinini Angikarinchadu.
The supreme principle of Bharatiyas does not acknowledge this.
Ananta Kalamuna Kalpimpabadi, Shastra Vangmaymulo, Cherinati, Puranamuno, Aneka Vidamula, Narakamulano Sustinchanu.
So, in times, which is unending, what has been designed or it has conceived or imagined in the Shastras, in the Puranas, there are many kinds of Narakas which are created.
Yeah, they are all created by Puranas only. Narakamulu leni matamu asamagramani vari bhavamu.
Their feeling was that without the Naraka, a religion cannot be not complete.
It's not complete. Narakamuna aneka vidamula himsulu kalpinturani daniki oka parimi. Sorry. Narakamuna aneka vidamula himsulu kalpinturani.
In the hells or Naraka, many kinds of
suffering, infliction
of suffering has been imagined.
Yeah. Daniki oka parimiti anunadi leka telipiri.
There is no limit for that.
Aite maranamu matramu narakamuna undadani telipiri.
They said there cannot be death in hell.
In hell. Idi kevalamu bhayotpadamunu kalpinchuta matrame.
This is only done to scare people.
Idi Dvaita Mata Swarupamu.
This is a form of a duality.
Intakanna unnatamainidi Vedantamanu marokti kaladu.
There is something which is beyond this in the Vedanta.
That's it.
That's
so it. The chapter ends there.
Yeah, so in the Telugu Vahini, it ends here.
Ends here. Is this last, this thing, maybe in the next, yeah, I think it belongs to the next chapter.
In the Telugu, no? Auntie?
Yeah.
Maybe you can just read a couple of lines.
Jagattunu Upadana Karamo, Nimitta Karanam.
Okay, so then, yeah.
I think it's what Swami is saying here, Dvaita created all these things. But here in Advaita does not oppose it. He says it in a different way.
Yes.
So sorry, where it's saying Idiye Dvaita Mata Swarupamus, is it like this is the form of dual religion?
Yes. No, no. Dvaita Mataswaru means it is a religion of duality.
Duality.
Okay. This is the form of the religion of duality?
Yeah.
Yes.
And can you just translate the last line again?
Intakanna unnatamaina. There is something which is superior to this. Okay, Vedantamanu Marokati Kaladu. There
Kaladu.
is something, there is something which is greater than whatever we have discussed. So it's what basically Swami has said, whatever we have discussed also, because Vedanta does not discuss this. This is whatever we have studied so far, it's the Dvaita, the belief of the Dvaita Mata, religion of duality. Again, in the Bharatiyas only, in the Bharata only. But Swami said that is not the ultimate knowledge. The ultimate knowledge is Vedanta, which is superior, much superior to this. That's the best. I think that's what Swami is.
It is the opinion of the Dvaitas. It's not Dvaita Matamu means opinion.
Okay, opinion. Okay,
Opinion
thank
of
you.
yeah.
Dvaita Mata. Okay, that is opinion of the dualists.
Right, dualists.
So there's something which is superior to this, which is Vedanta. That is what the last line is saying.
Yeah, Vedanta is Advaita.
So I guess because Swami speaks so much about this here in Gita Vahini, also about the Chandraloka and everything. And so I think when we were discussing Upanishad Vahini, we were saying that maybe like the Svarga, which Nachiketa was saying, there's no sukha, dukkha, no hunger or thirst. It's like a state of mind. Like when your mind reaches that state, you're in heaven. But here Swami is saying that you can still have those troubles in heaven. Are we, because because otherwise, why would Swami spend so much time to?
Okay, so very good question, Kalyani. The thing is, I think what we are all suffering from is thinking that it's when the death happens, we go to some physical location somewhere. Okay, and we will experience this. This is the dualist view. Okay, but even in the Kathopanishad, Nachiketa, who is not knowledgeable, whatever he has learned from, whoever he has taught, comes and asks this in the Devaloka. Apparently, it is like this. Please tell me. Okay, that's what he's asking. So Nachiketa embodies all of us. Okay, just the way Arjuna embodies in the discussion in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna has his own philosophy. But Arjuna's philosophy is actually corrected by Krishna. The same way here also, Yamadharmaraja corrects and it instructs Nachiketas. So Nachiketas is asking, he would have said, I read that, in Devaloka there is no this, that, we can go to heaven from there, something like that. Or we can even attain Godhead. That's what he says in that. If one of the things which he says. But then when Yamadharmaraja gives the response, he basically says it's all within. It's all inside you. So the lokas which we all talking about are ultimately inside us. So inside us all means that in our own mind, in our own heart. Nihitam guhayam. That is the word which, that is what Yamadharmaraja says. He is not saying it is in some place you can go there. Even his own, where he is going to take him also, he is not taking him anywhere. We'll say Yamaloka. What is Yamaloka? He's not even talking about that loka. Okay, but whereas he was ready to go to Yamaloka, Nachiketas. Okay, so the thing is, our own understanding is reflected in the question of Nachiketas. But then, what is the answer? We should ask Dharmaraja and listen to what he said, and in which he says, it is all within. Okay, so that means whether you are hungerless or it's all inside you only. That also is inside. He didn't say anything else about being born, dying. Nothing else he has mentioned. But then he goes on to talking about the type of yajna which he can perform to attain that. inside us, which is he gives the name Nachiketas and so on. Okay, but regarding the lokas and birth and death and hunger and Yama basically dodges the question and says it's all inside you. So it can also mean your own imagination. Again, that's what Swami has said. Swami said what is explained in the Puranas is all the kalpita. They imagined certain things. So I think ultimately why Swami, then your question, why Swami mentions is because Swami has to speak the vocabulary which we are used to. Okay, so that is one reason. Then he has to explain, don't stick to this literal interpretation of these words. You understand what is the real meaning. And Swami, there are many places Swami has said, Devendra is not in some other loka, your mind is the Devendra. Who are the devas? Your indriyas are the devas. Because you should understand, through the indriyas only we enjoy pleasures. You eat something, your tongue is happy. You see something beautiful, your eye is happy. Your ear is happy when it hears some good sound. So the things, indriyas are the ones we enjoy. But then they cause other problems in the body and the mind. That's a different story. But the thing is, all the indriyas enjoy, and the mind is the king. He will tell, okay, I want to enjoy that, and then that indriya will go and enjoy. This is what this explanation Swami has given in at least about hundreds of discourses. Swami has talked about this, that Indra and Indra is Devendra is no one other than head of Indriyas. That's why he is given the word Indra, Deva Indra. And Indras means who are the Devas? They are the Jnanindriyas, Karmindriyas, through which actually you can enjoy. So again, it's in the Sukshma world. Okay, I will stop here. I hope that answers or doesn't answer your question. So I think that's why Swami describes all this. He's explaining what the entire Bharatiya philosophy is. But that's why he says Vedanta does not acknowledge it, to agree with this. Angikarinchatu. This all in the Puranas. And we should understand the Puranas are to explain certain principles only. See, and sometimes we know how high we will be born after Devendra. How can I become Devendra? Then there are people, Puranas will say, perform all this, then you will become Devendra. So these are desires. I think Swami is just discouraging it. Ultimately, that is not the essence of life. Ultimately, we have to merge in the Lord. That is the ultimate goal. And that's what we should be focused on. I think that's what comes through. Okay, I hope.
Yeah, just one more question. Is it that so are we supposed to just know all this and then discard it, or like to know that it's, or are we supposed to learn some lesson from, Swami's explanation of all this? Like, what is the
Very good question. Very good question. I think all of us can discuss this. But anyway, I will ask Mani Aunty. Mani Aunty wanted to say something.
No, just I wanted to mention that we must be clear about these two. One is literary meaning of all the Puranas, whatever we read. And there is a symbolic meaning also. When it comes to symbolic meaning, we should not confuse with whatever it is said. So that's why, for example, this story of Nachiketas or whatever we are learning from here, Naraka, Devendra, and all those things, it's all given in Puranas. Let us take it in that literary sense, and then we can go to the symbolic meaning. What is this Devendra? Who is this Devendra? How is he the head of all our Indriyas? This is the symbolic meaning. What that meaning should be taken as the spiritual, from spiritual aspect of all what we are reading. Saira.
Thank you, Auntie. So anyone would like to answer? So why does Swami wants us to learn this? If that is not
Sairam, brother. In one place, Baba has said clearly here in this book, must be before this text, according to the level of intellectual understanding, even Upanishads also Vedanta. So even Upanishads are speaking about these three types of philosophy, because not everybody will appreciate Advaita. When Advaita says you are none other than God, many of us will not agree, because due to our desires, and so many other reasons. So there are people who will appreciate this dualistic approach, and some will appreciate the Visiddha-Advaitic approach, and some will appreciate the total Kevala Advaitam, that only one Atma is there. So Baba has already said that about it. And also in other discourses, as brother said, in many discourses, Baba has said, these are all different level of consciousness. These what we discuss is different level of consciousness. And also Bhagavan said, these three philosophy are the steps of a ladder. So the first we have to understand Dvaidik, then we will understand Visiddha Advaitik. After that only we will understand Advaitik. Baba has said that. In one of the discourses, Baba narrated all types of philosophy, every religion, what they say, and then at last Baba brings Advaitic philosophy. So it is all steps. So we need to understand this one. But as we know, because we are here in this room, we are not going to satisfy with Dvaitic or Visiddha Advaitic, definitely, because if we are satisfied, it is very natural. Baba is writing this book because the real devotees will try to understand this, and they will come up and they will try to understand what the real Advaita mean. So, Sai Ram, I will stop with this, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. Yes, I think Sanjay put up his hand and put it down.
Satish can go ahead. Then, if I have the questions still afterwards, I'll ask. Thank you.
Okay, Sai Ram. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Ramana, I was just going to say that all these are more to help us and get to that question of koham, like who am I, and where have I come from. I think if those two are answered, it ultimately helps us know where we have to get to, and all of that Swami is putting on a platter for us is to dwell on that, because ultimately we will realize that as we look at more of these things, like what Auntie also was saying, Mani Auntie was saying, it will tell us that there is something on the external and there is something on the internal, and it is for us to go back and look more and more on the internal, because ultimately it prompts one to say, get into a neti mode, not this, not this, not this, and ultimately experience. When we get to experience what it truly is, then there is, of course, nobody to come back and say that we have experienced it. So it is all to let us know that ultimately more of smara nityam anityatam. So we will get to, like what Brother Shivdas was saying, whether it is arti, artharti, jignasu, jnani. Swami is dishing out for the entire needs of every person out there. So based on their appetite, they can take in what they feel is comfortable. Swami would always say this: "Yanta matram nannu taluchite, anta matrame nenu." I am how much ever you gauge of me, I am that. So if we take Swami at the level of the Dvaita, then he is happy to play that role. If we look at Swami at the realm of Vishishta Advaita, he's fine with that. And ultimately Advaita, where that is what he has come to say. Like, I know I am God, you don't know you are God. That's what Swami will say, or else all of us are that thing. So I would say it is more to come back to really understand that one, who am I? And by doing that, everything else falls into place. And these are more or less indicators to go back and ask that and have the internal vision rather than the external focus. Saira.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Yes, Sanjay, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, no, the way I understand it is the Swami has come here for everyone. And anyone who is taking, I think in one of the earlier recordings, this was discussed in one of the chapters, Swami talks about this little bird that jumps upwards and upwards, going higher and higher. For everyone, whether we are taking small leaps or large leaps, for all of us, Swami has come. And Swami will never, we know that Swami will never discount or diminish one person's belief over another person's belief. But at the same time, he every now and then will also reveal some of the highest truths. So those of us who are able to grasp onto it by his grace can grasp onto it. I don't think there is anything wrong in the other way of thinking, what Swami has explained in the previous section of this chapter, compared to what he's explaining here now. I think for each person, as they understand it, he's still here to lead us, hold our hand and lead us through whatever way we take until we get to the point where we can understand what he is saying in some of these hidden sentences. Something similar, something similar to how we would at different stages, if I had to add 4 plus 4 plus 4 at grade 1, I would add it 4 plus 4 plus 4. Whereas if once I learn the multiplication tables at a later stage, I will just multiply 4 times 3. It's in that sense as an example. But more importantly, I think Swami has come here to Swami makes sure that everyone from their own stage can still progress towards him as long as it's a sincere effort, and not to discount one path over another path.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please? Yes, Auntie Sakhu. Sanjay, please go ahead.
No, I do have one question. If you would kindly read the last 2 or 3 lines in the Telugu portion again, please.
Okay, thank you. Sure.
Auntie, and if you can translate it.
No, we will read now. Auntie, we can read. So the last paragraph itself, you want to read, we can read. I think
no, just the last 2-3 lines. I just
see. So Swami says, "Aite maranamu matramu narakamuna undadani telipiri." They said there is no death in naraka. Idi kevalamu bhayot patamu no kalpinchuta matrame. So it is only to create fear. This is only posited only to create fear in people. Idiye dvaita mata swarupamu. This is the thinking of the dualists. Okay. Intakanna unnatamaina vedantamu
marokati kaladu.
There is another Vedanta which is much more. Auntie?
ఇంతకన్నా ఉన్నతమైన వేదాంతము మరొకటి లేదు.
మరొకటి కలదు.
Sorry, మరొకటి కలదు. It's not.
So Swami says,
what does kaladu mean there? Does it not mean it doesn't exist?
It does.
Vedantamu.
Kaladu means it does not exist.
It exists. See, Swami is saying there is some Vedanta, there's one other Vedanta which is nobler than this.
Dvaita.
Than this Dvaita thinking. See, the thing is, we should understand all the Vedanta covers all. See, even Dvaitins say theirs is also Vedanta. Vishishtadvaitins also say theirs is Vedanta. Because if you look at it, the Upanishads have been commented on from dualist perspective, Vishishtadvaitic perspective, as well as Advaitic perspective.
Yes.
All three of them consider themselves Vedanta only. And they commented on this Vedantic text from 3 different points of view. But Swami here says there is another Vedanta which is Unnatam. Unnatam means it is superior or nobler. That number 1. So I hope Sanjay.
No, I am still understanding that line. Maybe I'm not. If you can read that line again in full, the last line.
Intakanna than this.
Than this, better than.
Better than this. Unnatamaina, something which is nobler. Vedantamu, Vedanta. Marokati, one another. Kaladu. Kaladu means it exists. Oh,
Kaladu exists or Kaladu?
Yeah, I think that there you are getting confused. That's correct. Sanjay Bhai, you are getting confused there. Intakanna unnatamaina Vedantamu Marokati Kaladu. Here, the translation is there is no faith higher than this. What Vedanta stands for. That's what it has been.
Yes, that's what I am understanding. And Intakanna, when Swami is referring to, he's referring to what he was talked about in that section, in that previous paragraph, paragraph.
Yeah.
So that was my confusion. Yes.
Yeah, correct.
Yes, because of the word Kaladu.
Kaladu இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். இன்னும் கலது
கலது means இருக்குது.
இருக்குன்னு சொல்லி.
உன்னதி.
உன்னதி. There is one more one more belief which exists அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம்.
Yeah.
You can say that.
Kaladu meaning is unnadi. Sanjay.
உன்னதின்னு சொல்லணும்.
Anna, is it Kaladu also means cannot be found?
ரெண்டும் இருக்கு meaning correct. You are correct, Satish.
See, Kaladu comes from the word Kalugu.
Kalugu chunnadi.
So that means it exists. It's true. Type of meaning is. So the word Kaladu comes, color, the word color comes from that. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just...
one. Okay, go ahead. Sadish, go ahead.
No, brother, I'm done. Thank you.
So what I know, everybody you will know, but I just want to remind in case, no. So the Upanishadic Brahma Sutra, Upanishadic statement, Eham eva Atvidiyam Brahma. So this statement was interpreted by these three great acharyas in these three different way of putting out. So Vedanta, word Vedanta includes all these as we have discussed. As we have discussed, Vedanta comprises all three ways of understanding the truth. But that's what in this Telugu, there is another form of Vedanta is Advaita that is believed to be higher than the previous one. That's a thing, I think. I will stop with this one.
Yes, thank you, brother. So I think we will continue next week.
Yeah.
Because we went past about by 4 minutes. But Kalyani, for your question, what is there for us to learn? I think Sai Sathya Sai has already mentioned, aspiring to achieve heaven is only a temporary phenomena. That's not the ultimate goal of life. I think so when we do any sadhana, thinking that we are accumulating good merits is not what a person who wants Brahma Loka will have in mind. I think that's ultimately the thing for everyone, including the dualists or for the non-dualists. I think that's a message from this. Whether you become Devendra or an ordinary Deva doesn't really matter. We again back to square one on earth to pursue our spiritual. I think that's good enough for now. We will again meet, and Swami is anyway continuing the same thing. It's not that. Okay. We'll close with Samastaloka prayer. Sairam, everyone. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.